How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 316, entitled Your Turn.
The entire purpose of One for All is to defeat All for One. As its holder, you may one day have to fight against this great evil yourself. Because I failed. Now, it's your turn.
The words I was told that day. Now it's your turn. I won't let you deny what All Might and I have gone through. The other heroes and I have come so far to stop you. So that's what I'm gonna do!
And this title right here feels like a direct reference to All Might and All for One's phrase, now it's your turn. So I am looking forward to seeing what this week's chapter has in store for us. Because coming off of last chapter, the fight between Deku and Lady Nagant has come to its explosive end. Just as Deku was about to win Lady Nagant over through his actions of saving Overhaul, as well as herself, All for One already knew that this scenario was going to play out and had a failure clause in place by transferring a secret quirk into Lady Nagant that was going to cause her to self-destruct.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
She blew up right in front of Deku, and he couldn't do anything to save her in that moment. But luckily, Hawks was able to swoop in there at the last second and catch her before she fell down to the streets below. But we currently don't know if Nagant is alive or dead after that explosion, and I'm hoping with this chapter we get an answer to that question, and we also figure out where we are going to go to next now that this fight is over. So, mount ladies and gentle criminals, without further ado, let's dive right into chapter 316. And here we go. Picking up right where last chapter left off, and we can see Deku just floating in the air right here as the smoke from the explosion is coming off of his body, but then he looks down to his left to see Hawks leaping in and catching Lady Nagant, as well as seeing Endeavor flying in not too far behind him. We got word from All Might. Sorry we're late. Rain and I don't get along so well. Status report. Any enemies besides Nagant? Ah, Endeavor!
Oh no!
And we see Hawks just completing Deku's sentence right here while catching Nagant. I should have known. I'm not up for flying just yet. Yo! And we see Hawks beginning to plummet back down to the ground with Nagant in hand.
Yeah.
Just dropping in. Oh God. No!
These small wings cannot carry the weight of both Hawks and Lady Nagant. So it looks like Hawks has to wait just a little bit longer for his wings to fully grow back in, and then hopefully he should be able to fly no problem. But he's lucky to have Deku come in with Black Whip and save him in this situation and stop both of them from falling. And we see Deku yelling, "Hawks! No power left. I can't pull them up." And you can see Deku struggling to hold on to these two in this panel shot. Deku must be completely exhausted after his fight with Lady Nagant. He basically has no strength left. Hawks, based on the timing of that explosion, I don't think she caused it on her own. All for One gave her an extra quirk to use, and he must have booby-trapped her body.
Wow.
And then we see Hawks looking back at Deku as he caught him with Black Whip, and the thought on his mind is this kid.
Gotcha! Sorry about that. This kid.
Just like with Lady Nagant, Hawks right now is just impressed with Deku. Amazed that he has energy to spare after fighting Lady Nagant and was able to save him in this situation. Ooh, but speaking of Lady Nagant, this panel shot right here is showing her smoked and burned and charred body, as well as the cracks that formed along her face before the explosion happened.
You are a hero. You're the bravest of us all.
All for One completely roasted her body with that failure clause, but I am just hoping that my girl Lady Nagant can survive this situation and make it out alive. Hey, I'm Hawks, your replacement. All for One must have sweet-talked you into this. I know you're better than this. And now that you fought that kid, I bet you've realized that it's too early for us to throw in the towel. So please, tell us what you know. Leave us with some hope to hold on to. He used you, but don't let it end with that. You're a hero. You're Lady Nagant.
Come to me! You're not dying today, friend! Not on my watch!
And as Hawks is pleading to her to fight, to survive, and to give them some information on All for One, we begin to see this bright light shining through the darkness, which I'm guessing is her regaining consciousness, and as she opens her eyes to see Hawks right before her. My replacement. The Safety Commission, huh? I bet that, like me, you've done horrible things all while following orders. So then, how do you still have that glimmer in your eye? This road only leads to chaos. The way forward is shrouded in darkness. So how? How are you people still so... And the sentence gets cut off, but I feel like she was about to say, so hopeful. How do you two have that glimmer of hope still in your eyes? She saw it in Deku, and she just saw it in Hawks, and it's the same glimmer of hope she had when she was a child, being recruited by the Safety Commission, and how she just wanted to make Hero Society a better place. And yet, that glimmer of hope was snuffed out of her by what she was ordered to do by the Safety Commission. Yo, and now we see another shot of her as a kid, just sitting in a room at her desk, just staring out her window at the starry night sky, so hopeful of what she is about to do at the Safety Commission, yet completely unaware of the dark road she is about to walk, and how many people she's going to kill, and how much blood is going to be on her hands.
Oh, my sweet summer child, what do you know about fear?
You just feel so bad for what Lady Nagant had to go through. Ooh. And then we go back to the charred and burned Lady Nagant with her eye open, and it looks like she's beginning to talk to Deku and Hawks, kind of yelling at them. Within 2 months, I was supposed to bring the targets to a mansion in Habori Woods. And there you go. The lead that our heroes have been looking for. She just spilled the location of the Creature Rejection Clan's mansion where they are currently being held up at. So now they will be able to move in on that location, but I just have a feeling, based on the strategic mind of All for One, he probably expected this to happen, that Lady Nagant was going to give them this information, and probably already has a plan in place.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
But we can see Hawks landing safely back down on the ground with a little bit of a running stop, and he just proceeds to gently lay Lady Nagant down as we see Deku come in for a crash landing behind him, just slamming hard back down on the ground.
You gotta do superhero landing. Wait for it. Superhero landing. Yeah, that's really hard on your knees.
It may not be Deku's most graceful superhero landing ever, but at least now everyone is safe and out of the air. And we can see Lady Nagant continuing to speak with Hawks. Not just me. He reached out to some others.
Come.
Yo, and we have this dark silhouette shot showing All for One gathering up his loyal followers and servants around him during the prison break at Tartarus.
I will give you everything you want if you agree to join me. You have my word. Choice to those without power. Mercy to those who have sinned. Dreams have become reality. And reality doesn't follow stock plots.
Join me.
So Lady Nagant will be the first of many that All For One sends after Deku, because I can see at least 6 silhouettes surrounding All For One right here. So we still have a whole bunch of villains to be introduced to. This fight against All For One is far from over. Tell me, Mr. Replacement, my soul couldn't take anymore. So how do you still have that look in your eye? I wasn't alone in this. And what can I say? I'm optimistic to a fault.
My name is Hawks, a man too fast for my own good. I want to live in a world where heroes have too much time on their hands, and I'll make sure that happens as quickly as possible.
Yo, and I love the fact that Hawks is saying this with his trademark smirky grin on his face. Love getting to see that. But I also like the fact that he's thinking back to his childhood and him holding on to the Endeavor plushie doll, because that doll gave him hope during his darkest times, and he's kept that fiery hope alive through his childhood, even through the Safety Commission. So the fact that Hawks, Lady Nagant's replacement in the Safety Commission, can still smile and have that optimism within him, it can kind of give Lady Nagant some hope as well, and that is pretty cool.
Don't touch me, you're dirty!
Yo, and we see that Endeavor was able to track down Overhaul on the rooftop. Endeavor comes flying in with Chisaki in hand, squirming about, trying to break free, but he doesn't really pose any threat at all in his armless state.
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Look, it's just a flesh wound.
Deku, there's no one else besides him, right? And Chisaki's just saying, no, this wasn't the deal. You weren't supposed to get caught. Take me to the boss. He's all I've got left. I gotta tell him I'm sorry.
Shut the fuck up!
And that face on Deku staring at Chisaki, I think says it all. Hearing Overhaul say he needs to apologize and say sorry to his boss, Deku's like, hold on, wait a minute. I think there's one person higher up on your list that you need to apologize to, and her name is Eri.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
Chisaki, shut up, you diseased maggot. I'm talking to her. Do you remember everything you did to Eri? Exactly. And Deku is bringing her up right now. Eri? Ah, of course. With Eri, I could... And the only thing he thinks about is how he can use Eri as a tool to heal his boss and wake him from the coma. Basically ignoring the question that Deku just asked him on whether or not he feels sorry with everything he did to her. You want to say sorry, do you? If you're willing to direct that same energy toward Eri, I'll honor your deal in Lady Nagant's place.
Quid pro quo, douchebag.
Deku's giving Overhaul a quid pro quo right now, promising him that if he apologizes to Eri, he will keep Nagant's word and take Chisaki to his boss. That is a big move by Deku right here, because he does not forgive Overhaul for what he did to Eri, but in a way, he's kind of lending him a helping hand in this moment, and I have a feeling Overhaul will take this if this means he gets to see his boss again. So, this should be interesting, especially if Eri's going to come face to face with Overhaul again.
Young Midoriya!
Yo, and it looks like All Might is now here. We see All Might Tokyo drifting onto the scene, and it looks like his car Hercules is okay.
Oh, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules! What?
But looking at All Might's face, you can tell he was worried for Deku as he comes running out of the car and is yelling, "Kid, are you okay?" Lady Nagant and Kai Chisaki are in custody. Get word to the cops, and we need medical aid for this one. Okay, so it looks like Lady Nagant is going to live and survive after exploding. But it looks like Overhaul isn't going to be the one to heal her, as they are rushing her to the nearest medical hospital to provide her with some first aid. Much needed first aid. But we just see Deku kneeling down before Lady Nagant in the rain, And he's just thinking back to that smile on Lady Nagant's face as the cracks began to form before the explosion. Midoriya is badly hurt. He needs help too.
He's pissed.
And that look on Deku's face. You can just see the anger in his eyes as he's thinking about what happened to Lady Nagant, how he was unable to save someone right in front of him in that moment. And as the panel just fades into darkness, there's only one thing on Deku's mind. All for one.
If I can't save a girl right in front of me, how can I be a hero that can save anyone? I'm gonna stop you. All for one.
Now then, shall we begin?
Let's do this.
It's time!
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody just calm down!
Yo! Hold on a second. We're already here? Seeing our pro heroes getting ready to raid the mansion in the woods and capture the villains?
That escalated quickly.
I honestly didn't think we'd be getting here this quickly. I don't know how much time passed, but our heroes are wasting no time at all, and they are ready to take All for One right here, right now. And we see Hawks on the walkie-talkie saying, "Good luck in there, everyone." And Best Jean is saying, "Be cautious." And Endeavor putting his hand out saying, "Hang on, Deku, don't be reckless." Hibori Woods, former hideout of the Creature Rejection Clan, the hate group against heteromorphs. And we see our boy Deku leading the charge into the mansion right now, being followed by Endeavor and Genist, as well as Mount Lady, Kamui Woods, and Edgeshot. So it looks like Team Lurkers has been called into action, which I thought would be the case when Hawks was on the phone with Edgeshot a few chapters back. So while the top three are looking for Shigaraki and All for One, they're having Edgeshot look into the Liberation Front. I'm wondering if it's just him or if it's all of Team Lurkers, if Mount Lady and Kamui Woods are still working alongside Edgeshot.
See, I did say that. Very clever.
So it looks like we are walking into the mansion with a small raiding party right now, and Deku is the one leading the charge. And he's been re-equipped with his cowl, Gran Torino's cape, and his backpack. All for One and Shigaraki still aren't capable of stealing One for All from me. That may be the case for the time being, but I feel like eventually they might be able to do so. But Deku right now is a man on a mission with that angry, determined look on his face, with his eyes peering through the mask. And we see him just bust the doors open, and they walk into the dark mansion. And it is completely abandoned.
Hey, wait! Where the hell are you going? Damn it!
I don't have time for this! I have to stop him now. I have to! I'm going in! What?
What a laugh.
What the fuck?
Izuku Midoriya, thank you for such a wonderfully comedic performance.
Did you enjoy your Q&A session with Lady Nagant? Well, Izuku Midoriya, because if you're seeing this message, that must have been what happened. Exactly.
Called it.
All for One knew this was going to happen, that Lady Nagant was going to spill some information, and knew that they would arrive at the mansion in Hibori Woods. So they abandoned the place, and he left a holographic message, which we have not seen in a while, and we see All for One talking with Deku, and he's just clapping his hands, basically like, "Good job, pro heroes. You did well, but it all went according to my plan." He's having way too much fun playing with his pawns right now. This place is deserted? I should have known. You see, I love predicting and reading people. And a boy like you could never outright abandon someone like her. Yes? And that shot of Deku.
You've much yet to learn.
All for One can read Deku like a book. He knows how heroic he is. And he sent Lady Nagant first because he realized that Deku would not abandon her and would try to rescue her.
Damn it!
Deku played right into All For One's plan. And you see Deku just standing there, clenching his fists in anger. I didn't force her, you know. She acted of her own free will. But those poor souls who stumble on the road of life are labeled villains.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
You sly dog! You got me monologuing! I can't believe it. Can you not get to the point, or do you just like your own voice?
That's okay, I have no questions. That's right. I'm about to monologue, son.
And this man, All For One, is getting ready to monologue right here. He's got a full speech prepared and everything with this message to Deku and the pro heroes. This man just loves the sound of his own voice, and this entire page is just his dialogue. But besides his dialogue bubbles, we also see a ticking sound effect in all of the panels right here.
It's a trap!
Wait a minute. He's stalling for time.
Correct!
He is using this monologue to keep the heroes in place because there's probably a bomb in the building and the mansion's gonna blow up.
I'm distracting you big turd blossom. Run, bitch! Run!
That has to be what All For One is doing. He is stalling for time right now. People go on and on about quirks, preaching the merits of individualism, but ours is a regimented society under tight control, one where the wrong sort of individuality gets you ostracized, purged. Democracy, socialism, doesn't matter. There are no exceptions because the root of all this predates the concept of human society altogether. It's the principle that governs all social organisms. The path you've chosen is a thorny one. Every battle grinds away at your soul with no end in sight. Can you guess who was on my mind the entire time when I was in jail? You.
What?
All Might no longer interests me. I moved on from that great, useless oath.
Izuku Midoriya, the first move has been made. All of this is for you. Now, it's your turn.
Now, it's your turn. Bringing back that line as the mansion blows up.
Fight me.
So that ticking was coming from a bomb. It went off at the end of the message with All For One declaring, "It's your turn now, Deku. Me and you, we're going to do this dance like I have done so many times before with all the past users of One For All." But it all was a ploy to get them into the mansion that was rigged to blow. But I'm not too worried about them dying in this situation. I have a feeling they are fine. They have made it out of the explosion. But things are now getting serious. Deku and All For One are now arch rivals, and they are coming for each other, and I can't wait to see how this all is going to unfold. That is the end of the chapter. Next chapter hits June 20th.
The words I was told that day. Now it's your turn. I won't let you deny what All Might and I have gone through. I won't let you have your way!
Izuku Midoriya, the first move has been made. All of this is for you. Now, it's your turn.
Yo, this right here was another amazing chapter, and this ending has me so damn excited for the future chapters to come, and to see the back and forth between Deku and All For One, and how Shigaraki is going to factor into all of this. I cannot wait. And I am glad that this chapter confirmed for me that Lady Nagant will survive. I was just wrong in assuming that Overhaul was going to be the one to heal her in this situation. But with my girl surviving, she was able to give the location of the mansion where All For One is held up in, and as quickly as the mansion raid started, it came to a swift end because All For One knew this was going to happen, and he left a personal message for our heroes with him clapping and applauding for them falling into his trap and the mansion blowing up. And I am not too worried with anyone dying. I have a feeling all of our pro heroes made it out alive. But this ending declaration by All For One has me hyped. That grin on his face as he's pointing to Deku saying, now it's your turn. We are about to do the dance that I have done with every past user of One For All, and All For One cannot wait. He is bored with quirkless All Might, and his eyes are set on Deku, the current user of One For All. And I just can't wait to see what these future chapters have in store for us. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 316 of My Hero Academia. But for now, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter and what you guys think of getting to see Lady Nagant survive her explosion, having Deku keeping Nagant's promise to Overhaul under certain conditions, and at the end of the chapter, having All For One declaring to Deku, now it's your turn, as the mansion explodes. Did anyone die, or is everyone alive? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon that you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or talk about MHA outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can also be found in the description down below. That's gonna do it from here, guys. So until next week, we have chapter 317 of My Hero Academia. I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra!